It's Night Rides, with Thanks for Riding.
King Kong Bundy recently turned 58 years old. On another note, King Kong, the attraction, soon to open in Universal's Islands of Adventures, Orlando's Escapes park that has gone off the rails.
Skull Island Reign of Kong is the official name.
Skull Mountain. If it's anything like Skull Mountain, it's crap.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. I've never been a huge fan of that ride.
Skull Mountain?
Yeah, no. It doesn't really.
I like Skull Mountain.
It doesn't really come together that well. But anyway, we're talking Great Adventure. Look it up. Go there.
Yeah, a new dark ride adventure
Skull Island.
Yeah.
Dark ride adventure. That's what you want to call it?
Yeah, I guess.
Does it fit that bill, you think? Is it even going to be that dynamic? I thought it was just going to be like little trams.
It is. Just little, it's like the Kilimanjaro Safari truck, but you're going to go in a show building.
Yeah, it's actually real trucks, right?
I mean...
Oh, they're on a track.
They'll look like trucks, but yeah, they're... I don't know if there's going to be an actual driver. Probably not. I mean, if there is, they're not going to control anything.
No, it's just not going to be that.
I don't think so.
It's not actually a safari. Like, do you think they bought the Jeeps from Rhino Rally? From Bush Tampa? Since they don't need those anymore, and then now that's just going to use those?
I'm sure they're just using those. So
it's not
fresh coat of paint.
Yeah, why not?
That's it.
So it's not, right?
Not what?
Not a real Jeep.
It's not a real
It's
Jeep,
not a real
no.
gas-powered Jeep.
I don't think so.
It's just electric track. So is this like finally what Jurassic Park could have been?
I think essentially yes.
Only it's going to be Kong?
Yeah, pretty much. That's my guess.
Because it just, I guess that ship has sailed. That goose is cooked at
Yes.
this point. It's just, there's no reason to do a Jurassic Park Jeep adventure in 2015 or whatever, whenever this is going to open. 16? 17?
2016.
This will actually will be open by next year.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be like Jurassic Park, the Jeep thing. They'll finally kind of do that, I suppose. And I don't know. I guess it'll be something.
Well, no, I mean, you don't guess. We know what it's going to be. We both wrote it in Hollywood. It's
You're going to bring that up, huh?
It's going to be the expanded version of that, whatever that is.
Yeah, the King Kong 360.
So it's going to most likely focus heavily on screens. I guess that's the big question. Is there going to be a Kong animatronic at some point in this experience? You know, and or a couple of dinosaur animatronics to boot.
And
or is it going to be 100% screens?
Yeah, and it really is like, who the hell knows?
Yeah, they're not releasing that info. And yeah, it's like, who the hell knows? It's also like, at least in my opinion, that's make or break right there. If it's all screens, I don't care. I don't even care to do it. I did it in Hollywood. It didn't work that well.
Well, yeah, I was just going to say, King Kong 360 in Hollywood, I think is actually pretty bad. It didn't work for me at all.
I didn't go that far. Yeah, pretty piss poor.
Yeah, it's too obviously a screen. You're not fooling me for a second that anything is going on.
I didn't feel
with
it
the tram
at all. Yeah, no, I didn't.
And even if you lean out the tram, you can see where the screen ends.
Yeah, we both saw it. I mean, maybe there's like one seat or like two seats in the, it's like center of the tram, like as far as front and back, and center from side to side. And maybe that's like the perfect, that's the sweet spot. But anywhere outside of that, it's like you can see an edge somewhere of the screen. Yeah. I was on an end, I remember. And yeah, you could see like the floor.
And that was a huge problem.
And when the screen and the floor like interacted, you could see it right there. It didn't work.
Yeah, that was a bigger problem than the screen just ending above you in the top portion. But yeah, where it meets the floor, that was, yeah, you could see that from anywhere. That was really not good. And then just the action was just bad CGI, chaotic action that I don't know what's going on.
You couldn't follow it. Just a bunch of crap happens and then the screens go off and you drive out of the tunnel.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I guess we did something. Great.
So yeah, so if this Orlando attraction is like that, oh, that's gonna be really bad actually.
If it's just that, yeah,
That's a huge step backwards.
it's like, I guess yes and no. It's like, I know what you mean by that, but that's just where everything's going. Everything's just digital and everything's.
I mean,
everything's CG and everything's screens.
Yeah,
it's just what it is.
I mean, they've had screens for a long time. They've been doing that for forever. But at least with Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, they did try and do something different. They added some physical sets to that.
Well, yeah. Well,
so actual
Spider-Man. I mean, they did
props
that
and things
first, and then with a lot of sets, and then
yeah. But there's even more in Harry Potter. That's actually like a 50-50. Spider-Man is way more screens, but if this King Kong is also nothing but screens with a couple of palm trees, just being the divider between screens,
it's like they go to
really
Spencer
bad.
Gifts and get one like plastic skull. And there's Skull Island entryway. Great.
Now, and then the other issue too is if these are supposed to be like real trucks that you're riding in, are they going to have any movement to them, or are they just going to be flat on the ground? What can you do with it to get the guests moving, to get them involved with the action that's happening?
They have it. It's just like a shaker floor.
But is there anything beyond that, or is that it? Is that the only trick?
They did do that, right, in 360.
They did,
right?
But
and that's what they had already had. That's what the original Kong had. All the sequences in the tram tour in California have that.
Oh yeah, Earthquake.
It's just like a shaker floor.
Yeah.
That the tram parks on for a little bit. It like locks the wheels or something and then just shakes.
So yeah, but did they have any tricks beyond that?
I don't know. That's a good point. I don't know. I'm a little perplexed why they're doing. It's like they really are recreating that tram tour a little too much in this one. When they did the original three, the big three, Kong, Earthquake, and Jaws, when they did them in Florida, they went way beyond the tram.
Oh,
and each one had a unique vehicle that you traveled in that fit the theme and enabled enabled the ride to be a lot more immersive than the tram tour ever could be. And yeah, this is weird. It's like all these years later, they're doing the same thing again, though, where they're taking it part of the tram tour and they're adapting it to a Florida standalone attraction. But this one, it's like they're going for, they want it to be still a tram for some reason.
Yeah, right.
Which seems kind of counterintuitive. Like, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you make it a unique ride vehicle of some sort?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because then I'd actually be more confident that this is going to be something I want to do. If it was robot arms or if it was something else. But yeah, just like a Jeep. I don't know. Unless is this going to be their version of a Indiana Jones or dinosaur Jeep, where the Jeep itself is a ride car in disguise? Well, where it's like the actual top part where you sit is like on a motion thing, a platform of some sort that'll rotate and move.
It needs to be. If it's not, if it doesn't have that movement, I can't see how this is going to be very good at all.
I agree. Yeah, no, if it's just a recreation of the 360, I cannot imagine like standing in line for that as a standalone.
Oh, yeah.
Knowing that that's all I'm getting. The only reason why I'm on this line is just to get that. And I'm not getting anything else.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
That's tough. That's tough for me. I mean, it's a tough sell. I better be walking on or like 15-minute wait tops because that's rough. It's not very good. We'll say it right here. We're dropping the bomb right here. It's not good, folks. If you haven't seen it in California, it's not good.
Yeah.
I don't care what you've read about it. I feel like I've read mixed. I think some people say it's good, some people say it's not. It's definitely not that good. Doesn't really work. It doesn't hold a candle to the original animatronic Kong sequence. Right. Either one, even the California one wasn't, which wasn't as detailed as the one in Florida, but even that one was better than that 360.
Oh, easily.
So, yeah, if it's just that, really, this is one of those where I'm only going to be as excited as what the first reports are on it. If it has motion, if there's an animatronic in there, this is a case where I might have to actually read some spoilers just because otherwise I don't know if it's even worth me doing it. Anyway. So I don't know, Skull Island, Kong, Frontation. I don't know. All I know is since day one, when this was even just a rumor, I was never excited about it. But that's a common theme here, I suppose. I mean, all this Florida stuff,
Yeah.
all the Disney and Universal stuff, I just don't really get juiced for it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it is, you get to a point where you've seen too much of that kind of stuff or what it is, but it's like, a lot of times with these supposed adventure rides, it's like, I can't really get into it anymore. I just kind of see the tricks. I just see it for what it is. I just see it for a series of effects and how they did it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And, you know, it's why I've kind of come full circle in my life, and I'm much more about the thrill rides now again, like I was when I started becoming an enthusiast in the first place, a bunch of years ago. Because that is like, you can't fake that. You can't, you still have to go. You still have to do it for yourself. And it's still an experience, no matter what. It's just the thrill of the physical thrill. You're actually being thrown through the air at this speed and down the drop and up and then through the launch or whatever it is. But some of this stuff, it's just, I just see it as just whatever it is. A bunch of pistons, gears, and levers, and screens, and projectors. And sometimes I can't really get into it as much anymore as I used to.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. So you've heard us on the show. I'm much more interested when, the new coasters are being announced than this.
All right. That's the Kong.
That's the Konginator.
Night Rides.
All right, Jimmy Fallon's getting his own attraction. It's going to replace Twister.
Is he now?
Ride it out. Well, Twister has been rumored to go out for a long, long time. It's finally actually going to happen.
It is officially now closed. I cannot say that I'm all that sad.
Well, nobody is.
It lasted 10 years more than it should have.
Right. It was definitely around for longer than I would have predicted.
That's harsh to say. Not 10, maybe not 10 years. At least 5 years more than it should have. It was all right. It was an attempt at something that I don't think they ever really pulled it off fully.
Oh no.
That funnel cloud never really worked that well in my eyes.
No, none of the effects worked really great except for
that cow. The cow on the cables. I mean, if you want to do a cow on cables, that's how you do it. Let me tell you.
The one thing that really works is when the truck gets pulled into the tornado or gets pulled towards the tornado. That actually makes you think that the tornado is doing it because it's really skidding across the ground and it's very effective. The sign that blows back is kind of cool, but it whips back kind of too fast.
I like that though. That was always my favorite.
Yeah, but I do like it
because it is so fast.
Yeah,
it looks faster than it should be able to do.
Yeah.
Just with an effect like just a mechanical arm. So I thought that was always cool.
And of course the floor drop always got me. I thought that was cool.
Yes, at the end.
Even though I knew it was coming, it would still get me.
I mean, it was kind of cool.
No, it was an interesting idea for an attraction, I think. I know Backdraft preceded that. The idea of the special effects demonstration as an attraction is an interesting idea. Yeah. It's not like... it's like it shouldn't be the main event of an attraction, but at the same time... You're putting so much money into that one effects room. How could it not be?
I can't imagine that being a pre-show.
Right.
It's just too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know we've said it before in the show. I always like Backdraft better, though.
Yeah, well, we both.
It just works better. I mean, it's just a fire in your face. It's crazy. Also, the fire like that, at least that is technically really a special effects demonstration because that's, if they had a movie like Backdraft, you have fire jets. They're really controlled, but it's made to look like an out-of-control fire like that. And that's something that they might have done on a movie set. Again, maybe not today, because now they just do it with computers. But at least at that time. Whereas Twister, even for Twister, they didn't design... That wasn't how they made the Twister.
No.
So it really wasn't a special effects demonstration. It was just another thing. It was just like it was an attraction just for it to be an attraction, really. When you think about it.
Actually, yeah.
Because none of that stuff is how they did it in the movie.
Yeah.
That was all just for show.
Yeah, it's not like a behind-the-scenes thing or anything.
No, unlike... Backdraft kind of was, but this wasn't. This was just like... they had to figure out how to do these effects another way. just for the show, because that's not how they did them. I mean, the tornado was in computers.
Yeah.
It wasn't really done like that. I mean, the cow, maybe that was the one thing that you saw how they did it in the movie. But besides the cow on cables, everything else I think was not how they actually did it in the film. So
Yeah.
it really was just an attraction for attraction's sake. It didn't even take you behind the movie,
But
which is funny.
yeah. Anyway, we're really going on about
Twister. This is good though.
But,
This will be something else. Hey man, it's the only attraction that could rip the asphalt off a 6-lane highway. So it's got that distinction. Wasn't that the tagline?
That was the tagline.
This attraction can rip asphalt off a 6-lane highway.
I'll rip your asphalt off.
Yeah, it can rip Uranus out. Throw it through a 6-lane highway.
But anyway, that's gone. They threw that in the dumpster.
Yeah.
They took that cow and the cables.
They
right in
finally
the trash.
took Paxton out back, shot him. Or the footage anyway, like the 20
the footage. They burned the footage.
The almost 20-year-old footage of him and Helen Hunt. They finally got rid of that, and yeah, now we got what do we got?
Jimmy Kimmel?
Kimmel?
No.
No. Jimmy Neutron?
Jimmy Neutron.
No.
No. Jimmy Carson?
Johnny Carson. It's the Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson. Finally getting his own ride. It's about time, you know?
Oh, Jimmy Fallon. Whoops.
Oh. I thought it was hosted by Conan O'Brien. So it's the Tonight Show, the current Tonight Show host.
Race Through New York.
But it's not actually Tonight Show themed.
Starring
right?
Jimmy Fallon.
It's just Race Through New York.
Well, I mean, I don't know what it is.
No one's saying, right?
I have no idea.
It was announced by Fallon himself.
Yeah.
On an episode of The Tonight Show. And he made it sound like it's going to be a 4D show.
A 4D show?
Yes.
All right.
So the only thing that confuses me about that is there's already 2 4D shows in that park.
Yeah, they got Shrek and Despicable Me.
And
no, not
Terminator.
Terminator.
It's still
sorry.
there. It's still there. I know it's hard to, you might forget about it sometimes, but
Right.
it's still there.
No, Despicable Me is a simulator. Never.
Also rumored to, it's been rumored to go out soon a bunch of times already.
Yeah.
Terminator, but it's still there in Florida. So they already have 2. One of them, best one ever done.
Right, Terminator. Yeah.
I thought Shrek.
Oh, Shrek.
No. The Emperor's here. Yes, Terminator, of course. So I can't see another 4D show.
Another.
They already have that, and then they still have they have 2 simulators, 2. They have Simpsons and they have Despicable Me. So, like, I can't see it being either one of those things. But
So what the hell is it?
But then I can't imagine what it would be. Is it just going to be like the same thing, the special effects demonstration? Like you just stand there and I don't know. It's a screen now, like everything these days. It's just a screen with Jimmy Fallon doing stupid shit.
I guess.
I don't know. I kind of find this hard to believe it's going to be good.
Yeah, it's a tough sell.
It would make more sense for me if it was replacing, maybe if they never did Despicable Me and it was replacing Neutron in that theater as like the secondary like family version of the simulator. Because I kind of get it. Oh, it's just going to be footage of Manhattan and you're racing through New York. That's the theme of the simulator. And Fallon is like hosting you through it. He's the voice talking you through it, and you see him at the end. And in the pre-show probably too. I would get that, or if it was replacing Shrek in that theater, and then I understand, I guess this is just the new theme of the 4D show. But as another thing in addition to that, I don't know. I don't really get it. Like, he's really just going to be a standing room show thing?
Well, apparently, this is coming out of one of the segments that he does on the show, where I guess celebrities race, or there's some sort of a race in the city. So instead of a celebrity doing it, Jimmy Fallon is challenging us, the audience, to race through the city.
So it's a bit he does on the show.
Yeah, and they're saying you're gonna see all the usual things, the skyscraper, subway.
But what do you mean? But I guess you don't know either. I'm asking you like you'd know.
What
the bit is?
Oh, I haven't seen his show. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, so you don't know either.
I don't watch the Tonight Show. I have no idea.
Neither do I, obviously. So all right, we don't even know then. But it's some kind of thing he does. So does he actually start a couple blocks from the studio and it's like a race? Or is it just some, like, there's a screen behind them and it's like, oh, we're like fake driving a car through New York?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, so we don't even know.
I don't know, and I'm not going to look it up on YouTube either.
Exactly.
So,
all right, whatever. It's going to be Jimmy Fallon cracking some bad jokes. People like him. It's entertainment based. I guess that's a fit. It's a movie park, though. This is a little bit of a departure. Like a nighttime variety show host doesn't really quite fit in the whole movie theme.
but is that really going to attract people to the park and to ride this thing?
Oh, I guess they
It's
just
just
want to have
hard
something.
to believe.
Well, I mean, Universal's in their build phase, so they're
Yeah.
just doing things.
But they've
To
been
have
dealing with
things.
such huge properties. This is a weird beat.
Well, they
It's offbeat for them. That's what.
it's part of their thing, right? It's like they
The Tonight Show, sure.
yeah, right. It's a Universal thing, or it's Comcast, or it's somehow it's tied to the whole to this
Yeah,
company.
NBC Universal. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess they want to just broaden the audience. I
Okay,
think Tonight Show is a very huge thing. It's an American institution,
Oh yeah.
and it does great ratings. And I guess they figure this could make it do maybe even better ratings.
It's just different for them.
It is. It's a cross promotion though with the property that they have, and I guess they felt like it would work.
Yeah. I wonder how successful this will be.
It'll
Be interesting to see.
how people really take it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I'm wondering here too.
I don't know.
What about a randomizer with this one? Because that would seem like a great fit. We have all these different New York City locations.
Oh, it's like all these
and
different.
you could see different ones each time. And I'm sure you could bring on all these different celebrities, and you get different ones each time.
Oh,
And there's different jokes.
Yeah, they could do a bunch of different versions of this, and then different every time.
I could easily see that.
Does Universal do randomizer?
Do they?
know
do
Disney's done
that?
it. Has Universal done it yet? So I don't think,
Men in Black has that alternate ending.
right, based on your score.
Yeah.
Simpsons, no.
Simpsons, they didn't do it with Simpsons.
Right, so I don't think they do that.
So they don't do that, actually.
It'd be a first for them if they did it here.
Yeah, Transformers, they didn't do that. Yeah, not really their thing, but
I think they err on the side of the way you think. I think, well, let's just pick the best story.
mm-hmm.
Let's just do it once. Let's just when we're doing this whole thing, when we're creating the attraction, we have all our ideas out here on the table. Let's pick the best ones and just do that,
Yeah, okay.
and give the audience the best thing every time, and not give the second and third ideas equal billing in a randomized setting. So they kind of do it like that.
All right.
So, all right. I mean, whatever. It's the Tonight Show. This is different.
It's like,
It's different.
I'm not against this or upset that they're putting this in.
No.
This is fine, but at the same time, it is taking up space for something that could be potentially cooler and more exciting.
I'll say this. I could see this attraction, being something that, you do it once because, of course, it's new. And we have no idea what it even is, and then that's it, and then like never doing it again, and like hating the fact that it's there, because it could really blow.
Yeah.
This has a high potential for really just sucking, and then it immediately you gotta just always think of it as that waste of space, and why do they do that?
But then again, it could be fun.
But then or it could be good, but I feel like chances are more that it's gonna suck. I just have that
It
feeling.
does, yeah.
I just have that feeling about this one. I don't know.
High potential suck factor, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's Jimmy Kimmel for you.
Night Ride with Thanks for Writing.
All right, what's next? We got All Disaster is Finito. Gonna tear that sumbitch out.
Whatever the hell that was.
And they're gonna put in Fast and Furious Supercharged.
But they're gonna have Earthquake still, right? Maybe that's what it'll be. It'll just be that same room, and they're just gonna add cars on robot arms
Yeah.
to it. Yeah, we're talking about Universal Studios Florida still, and it was Earthquake. It became Disaster. Now it's becoming trash.
Actually, not only that, but the Beetlejuice show is also being thrown right in the dumpster. That show, that Graveyard Review show, it's finished. So Fast and Furious is going to take up both of those chunks of land, I guess.
Those were next to each other. It is taking over the whole spot.
I guess so. Either that or they really just wanted to get rid of the Beetlejuice show.
So it's not going to be contained in the building that formerly housed Earthquake.
No. I mean, I guess they're just going to bulldoze the whole thing and start fresh.
Oh, man. Really?
That's my guess.
Well, end of an era. That's the last of the original Universal Studios Florida attractions.
No, there's one left.
There's one left.
They still got E.T.
They still got E.T. Fucking E.T. Motherfucker. Okay, they've got one left.
And that's really weird to think about.
Would anybody have predicted that?
Just imagine this. No attraction in that park is the same from the day that it opened. Everything's been swapped out except E.T. So if you went to that park in 90, and then you went to that park, you didn't go again until 2016, everything except E.T. would be different.
Wow.
That's bizarre. So Universal, not about preservation, really. They forge ahead.
Really? Not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing's sacred.
That's right.
They take a very different approach than Disney.
Everything is expendable.
Absolutely. Yeah, they've just about changed the whole park over now. And the one thing that's left was not even one of the primary rides. It's like a B ride.
Oh, E.T.?
Really? Yeah. Really with Disaster, it was already altered from Earthquake, and now that was the last of the big ones. No pun intended with Earthquake, the big one. But yeah, it was the last of the big ones. That was the original, big three, right? Really, because the ones they took over from the Tram Tour. Kong, Jaws, and Earthquake.
Yeah.
And then I guess with Back to the Future was the other biggie from the early days. And yeah, it was the last one of all those to go, but yeah, now they're all gone. So no, Universal, they don't play games. We don't have our Haunted Mansion, or our
don't.
version of Pirates of the Caribbean. They don't do anything like that. They're about today, and we're constantly changing over.
Yeah, very interesting.
So and the way they're going these days, it almost seems like they'll probably be changing over quicker than ever.
Oh yeah.
Unless they eventually hit a brick wall with all this spending and and then need to just kind of flat, not spend for a while. But at least for now, I mean, who knows? I mean, how many more days does Mummy have? They're gonna come back around and start doing cycling back through the new ones again, and then what we consider to be the new ones, but they're already getting old, and then they're gonna be cycling those out. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so that's what's gone. What is coming up?
Fast and Furious. I guess
you lost me.
It's
I'm done. You want to take this one? I don't play this shit. Sorry.
You don't like those movies.
This is, this is, you want to talk about waste of film. They don't even use physical film anymore, really, but especially not for movies like that, they don't. But, man, just waste of space on a hard drive somewhere. I don't know why this stuff gets made. It's total schlock.
I am a fan of the series.
I don't like it.
I know you don't like it. I especially like 5 and 6. 5 and 6 are very good.
Oh, God. They got it right the fifth time around.
Yeah. No, I really enjoy the series. It's a lot of fun. So they're doing like we had said with Kong, where they're taking a piece of Hollywood Tram Tour and they're making a full-blown version in Florida.
Oh, okay. I didn't really put that together, but yeah, you're right. They did do that little scene in on the Tram Tour in California.
They did, but that's gone now.
That's gone.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, they have Fast and Furious Supercharged there as part of the Tram Tour.
Never have been there.
That was awful.
That was awful. That made
Cars
no
on
sense.
robot arms. Yeah.
It made no sense.
No, that was really, really very bad decision.
Nothing happened there. That was awful. I think we saw it. Was it the first year?
We saw it.
That was first year. No, I know we saw it,
know it.
but I want to say that was like new.
But now just this year, 2015, they opened up Fast and Furious Supercharged as part of the tram tour at Universal Hollywood. And from what I've read, it's not getting good reviews.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure if people are liking it that much.
So what is it? Cars on robot arms? Is that what it is?
I don't know. I haven't read about it. I didn't want to...
Are you saving it?
Yeah, I didn't want to read any spoilers, so I don't know what happens.
Yeah, we do that here.
But it's going to be that, brought to Florida, whatever that is.
Or hopefully it's more.
Right. Well, right. Hopefully they'll plus
again,
it.
like Kong, it's going to be a standalone attraction. I hope it's going to be a bit more. You think you'll be riding in cars?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Or Jeeps again? Some kind of Jeep ride?
Between Kong, Jimmy, Fallon, and Fast and Furious, I am most interested in Fast and Furious.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, that's the one that excites me the most between the three.
How come?
Because I do enjoy those films, and I'm just curious to see what they're going to do. Because there is a ton of action that happens in those movies and crazy car stunts and all this stuff. So I'm curious to see how they bring that to a theme park attraction.
Yeah, screens. It's called screens. I hope not. I hope it's not.
We'll see. Yeah, I mean, that's your best bet is screens.
Oh, don't say that.
I don't know, but hopefully it'll be maybe more Spider-Man-esque, where there'll be a lot of action, but hopefully not like Transformers, where it's just shit in your face. So I don't know.
I
guess I'm more excited about that than Kong, because we did ride Kong 360, so I kind of know what I'm in for a little bit with that. Plus, I don't care for the Peter Jackson Kong, which is what that attraction is based off of.
Right.
So I'm more interested to see how the Fast and Furious plays out.
Okay. And they're gonna have like a lot of ass shots, right?
Oh, a lot of like ogling ladies' asses and tits, and
they're gonna have that, right? They have to.
That's a staple.
That's a staple of the series, right? So they're gonna have to do that. There's gonna be a ton of that.
Yes,
which will be great. A lot of TNA.
So, since we haven't done the Hollywood Fast and Furious, I don't know what to expect. Yeah,
version 2, Supercharged.
Yeah, Supercharged.
You haven't done that. Yeah, the first version sucked. All right. Yeah, I don't have any idea what it is though. It's like I'm talking about this and I still don't know what it is. It's really weird. I have no clue.
Well, it will open in 2017. So
yeah, I do know that.
Universal, at least they do that, I guess, right?
They give opening.
They
years,
know, yeah, like the year when it's going to open,
and
at least,
and they stick to it. Actually,
yeah,
they actually get it done.
Unlike Disney, Disney's just it'll open sometime. We're not sure.
Yeah, in the future, coming soon, coming in the future.
Yeah,
not even soon. It's just coming one day.
Yeah,
yeah, that's 2017. All right. Yeah, one thing I just thought of. You mentioned Peter Jackson. It is based on his King Kong. They should have based it off of that 1978.
Oh, 76?
76 King Kong. They should have did it off that.
Oh, man.
Why didn't they do it off that Kong?
But then you're just going to have a guy in an ape suit, like, trying to scare the tram.
So, what's the problem with that?
It's going to be like Sir Nigel in Ghoulies 2, except, like full-blown human-sized.
Well, you can't discriminate. You could have little people, too.
You can have that, too.
Yeah, that's like enough for you?
Right, they don't go with the 76 Kong. I mean, that's the obvious choice, isn't it? With Jeff Bridges and Charles Grodin as the bad guy.
Yeah, why not?
Oh man, that movie! If you haven't seen that movie, don't. But just look up a couple of clips online because.
But I heard Charles Grodin is just fabulous.
Are horrendously bad.
No, Charles Grodin's performance isn't just tremendous.
Well, his performance is tremendous. Oh my god, that guy.
But I mean, and you showed me. I haven't seen that movie as an adult, but you showed me some of the scenes with the guy in the ape suit.
Yeah, it's just a guy in a suit. Yeah, that's all they did. It's a total B movie. It's kind of unbelievable that they did that.
It would be like Zambora, like that traveling attraction that we've seen at Great Adventure a couple times.
Yeah, right.
They just scare you at the end with a person in an ape suit.
There's a guy in an ape suit. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What's wrong with that? It'd be cheaper.
Well, hey,
they'd save a lot of money.
Would you prefer that over screens?
I kind of would, yes.
Yeah, that's
I'd
the
rather
thing.
I'd rather see Zambora. It's been a few years. I could re-up on that. It's like a niftier trick.
Yeah.
I know it's like so old. They probably were doing that in turn of the century, maybe even before that, maybe even or maybe before, maybe it may have even been like a 19th century trick I could see.
Yeah.
Probably from like carnivals back in those days, in the Industrial Revolution days, and it's like old as shit, but it still kind of works. It's fun, and it's like it's more believable than screens.
Yeah.
It gets me. It gets more of an emotional response out of me than just screens on a wall.
Yeah, I guess it's sort of like CGI and practical effects. They both have their place, and I'm not against one or the other, but they need to be used properly together.
It needs to be used in harmony.
Just
somehow.
like screens and building actual sets and animatronics and all that. It's like you need to find the happy middle ground.
I guess there has been. I can't think of any movies. You know what it is, I guess? It's like, it's the movies that you don't notice it. Those are probably the ones that struck that perfect balance. And it was so perfect you didn't really notice it. And you just enjoyed the movie for what it was. In the case of attractions, I mean, it's kind of impossible not to notice it. But it's like Spider-Man, where I think that's like the perfect balance.
Yeah, because on the opposite ends of the spectrum, you have something like Indiana Jones at Disneyland, where there's no screens, it's all actual sets and animatronics and all that. And then you have something like Transformers, where it's just nothing but screens, and there's very little sets or anything else going on. So yeah, you can find a middle ground there. Harry Potter is a middle ground.
That's close.
The Forbidden Journey.
The Forbidden Journey one. So yeah, it's like the perfect balance ones are the best.
Yeah.
That's so I guess that's what we're looking for when it comes to Universal's new stuff, whether it be this Fallon thing or the Fast and Furious or the King Kong. I hope that they find and hit that balance between the screens and the actual practical stuff.
Yeah, I'm not against screens. They need to be used properly.
But that's the problem. I mean, you don't know anymore these days. It's like it's hit or miss.
Yeah,
it's like anyone, if not all of those three, could just go too much in the screen direction and kind of suck as a result.
Because it just feels lazy. We'll just animate this thing in the computer, or it's like we're shooting a movie with actors like I think Vin Diesel and whoever is actually in the Fast and Furious attraction.
Yeah, not Paul Walker.
Not him, I guess.
The Rock, I guess.
Oh, The Rock is in it, yeah. But then you're just showing this thing on a screen, and it's...
Well, it's like you can watch it at home at that point.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah, right. Then what makes it special? You have to really... Oh, boy. Because like with Transformers, there is a lot of movement and motion with the ride vehicle, but that doesn't save the ride.
Yeah, oddly enough, it doesn't. Well, I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't know if it's really on the horizon, and it certainly would. It'd only be for the rich anyway if it did come out. But I mean, how far might we be from just having like little simulator seats that you can get for your home, and you could like ride the movies that way at home? So,
wait a second, but is it going to be like Shrek though?
Yeah, it might be.
Or it's just a chair that flops back and forth.
In its first version, sure. It'll be a couple generations before it's really good, that whatever that product is. Yeah, it's like you really need more. You need more bang for the actual park experience. You're traveling somewhere. It's just like a motion seat and screen is like, I don't know. It's like not enough.
Well, at that point, then just have it be a pod simulator.
Like you can't,
why do you even bother moving around on a physical track from screen to screen? Why would you even bother to do that if it's all screens?
Yeah, no, but no one's doing that anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, you're effectively doing the same thing, but you're just building this giant warehouse for no reason. Then,
yeah, but you're doing it. Well, you say you're effectively doing the same thing, but you're doing it less effective.
Yes,
because it's more immersive when you're enclosed in a pod.
Oh yeah,
and the screen is literally just your only window to the world, and that's it. Yeah, as soon as you're on a track and you're moving through rooms, it's actually harder to keep the effect going.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're not going to have other 4D style effects, the fire, the water, hot, cold, wind, fog, if you're not going to have that and some other physical sets and practical effects, things falling, flying, moving towards you, away from you, whatever, then why do it? Why not just have the pod?
You hear me, Universal?
Mono e mono.
So that's Fast and Furious.
They're at home making their screens. Yeah, they got to stop with the screen business. We want to see more.
Well, he's got to scale it back a little
action.
bit.
You know, yeah, you can have it, but it's got to be used properly, well, and to good effect in harmony with other things.
Yeah,
practical effects. Yeah, I mean that would of all these things. I mean Kong is not replacing anything. The other two are, and the two things they're replacing are entirely practical effect based.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with the earthquake was entirely practical effects, the finale of it at least, and then Twister was a whole demonstration on how to make all these things, try to make them work, and do an okay job. But yeah, I hate to see both of those be torn out for just something that's just all screens. You know, so I hope not. We'll see. Oh, breaking news. I just got sent a picture. Hulk is 100% gone.
Oh, okay.
Wow, we're getting a live shot here. I can download it. We could put it up for the folks at home.
Okay.
And it looks like they just left the launch tube, the lift or the incline launch, and everything else is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the track, but the supports. Wow.
R.I.P.
And did not see that one coming.
No, nobody did. How could you predict that?
Courtesy of Surf Dance Chris, our on the scene reporter.
Surf Dance?
That's what he goes by. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. From our very own Long Island Adventureland. Yes, our on-site reporter, on site in Florida. We got it. We got the pictures. Take the pictures. Universal's greed. It truly is Universal's greed. They're greedy with power. They are just drunk with power.
Oh, they really are. They've gone overboard.
They have torn down Hulk. It's official.
It's done. The ride is totally
They've torn it
finished.
down. So, I mean, rumors have been swirling around. No one knows for sure. Universal is not talking. Officially, not talking. And no one really knows for sure what's going on here. The prevailing rumor is that, you know, it's not dead. Like a Hulk roller coaster is going to exist. But that's about all. And even that's really officially still a rumor. We don't really know. We don't know who is working on it. You know, and that's the most troubling thing of all. It has not been confirmed that it's definitely B&M. But no one knows for sure, which is the weirdest thing. You'd think. I mean, I don't know how much. I mean, I'm sure anyone listening to this has read a bunch about this already, so we don't need to go into all the details. But I mean, I will say, I still don't really get it. I don't understand why supposedly this ride was like at the end of its life. And this ride went in 1999. You know, it opened with the park in 1999. That's if you want to count in your hands, that's only 16 years ago. So it's really hard to fathom that this ride would have some kind of stress, wear, fractures, cracks, something, that it just couldn't go any longer after only 16 years.
No, I don't buy that.
You know, I know some people are making the argument that, well, it's because it's a year-round park. There's no off-season, and it runs a lot, and it runs 3 trains at all times within that. So as if it gets a lot more cycles than, you know, a comparable ride, you know, Nitro at our very own Great Adventure, let's say. That runs 3 trains often, but there probably is days when it runs 2, like during the week and stuff when it's less crowded. And then of course they have the heavy off season. You know, it's only open the park's only open like less than half the year, I guess. There's about half the year: April, May, June, July, August, September, October. It's half the year. So there's another half of the year where it's closed. But I still don't buy it. Yeah, I don't buy it.
No,
it doesn't make any sense. I mean, you have down the road, sort of, so to speak, down the highway, Busch Gardens, Tampa. Kumba, also B&M, also not floorless. It's similar trains. It's comparable. They're just standard sit-down trains. Also would probably runs 3 trains most days, maybe 2 sometimes. I don't know. But that opened in 1993. So it opened 6 years prior. That park also opened year-round. The only thing you could say about that park is it's probably the operating schedule. It's open less hours a day than Islands of Adventure is. But even Islands, I know when it's not prime season in like January, February, March, times like that, they don't have the widest operating schedule. They close at like 6 or 7 on those days. So it's not like they're open, 18 hours a day every day. It's not that insane. But again, even so, it doesn't add up.
Right, even still,
it doesn't sit well with me. I don't know.
You could even call it even because because Kumba was built. Was it 6 years prior?
Yeah, had the 6 years.
So it's been open like 6 years longer. You can just call it even at that point.
At least, yeah. If you really wanted to calculate, sure, like the number of hours each one has been operating, it's got to be at least even.
Yeah, so.
It can't be that Hulk's operated a lot more, if any more.
No, I don't think so. No, this is just Universal going totally fucking crazy. I don't know what their problem is.
It doesn't make sense. And then also, not only that, but also B&M, as far as we can tell. Again, we're not engineers here, but I mean, they do seem to be the best design
they're top
of all
of the
these.
line.
I mean, they use that they have the box spine that's really heavy and hefty, and I just can't imagine that. I mean, no other B&M ride has come down for any similar reason. I mean, the only ones that have come down are just because like the park closed.
Mm-hmm.
This is a first.
I think this is a first.
Not including where the whole park closed. That's happened. But a park that's just continuing on and deciding it's time to pull out their B&M. I don't believe it's happened. A couple have been moved. Six Flags has moved a couple, but I don't think we've had a B&M close.
I think it was the only one to really truly close was that one that went into the Hard Rock Park in South Carolina.
All right, it doesn't. Yeah, that's the whole park closed.
Yeah, but the whole park closed, right?
Well, yeah, no one's ever torn out a B&M to date.
I don't think so. No.
Wow.
And it's Hulk.
And that's why it's just of all of them, the first one to go out, the Hulk, one of their best ones. Oh man, it's just shocking. I still don't know how to feel really, because there's this promise that it's just going to be like rebuilt.
Right, and I can hear you guys out there. I hear you. Oh, they're just gonna rebuild it. It's gonna be the same ride. It's gonna be the same layout and everything. But it's not gonna feel the same. When you do that, it's not gonna be the same ride.
Well, I mean, I was just gonna say for
When
myself.
you totally tear it out and put it back piece by piece, brand new track pieces like that. It's not the same.
Yeah, that's the issue, isn't it? I mean, for myself though, it's that sort of like takes the edge off. Like I never was so, at least not at first when I heard about this. I wasn't so down in the dumps, I guess, to put it stupidly.
What do you mean?
But I wasn't like so like, oh man, I wasn't so pissed off.
Yeah,
or
broken up over
outraged
it.
because it seemed, even though it's not being officially announced, it seemed to carry this caveat that no matter what, it's going to be rebuilt. It's just some sort of a retracking or something. At least at first it seemed. But even so, that being said. Like you're saying, it's not going to be exactly the same. It's still a different ride. Even if they do build it off the same plans, it's not going to be exactly the same, per se.
And if they do try and make the same ride again, I don't think they're going to have it be exactly the same layout. I feel like that, why else would you start out?
It's like I'm saying like, even if they do it off the same plans, like it won't be exactly the same. Although it probably could be pretty close, really, if they wanted to.
Mm.
But then it's also like, from a business point of view, why would you want to do that? Wouldn't they take this opportunity to change it?
Yeah.
So it seems kind of counterintuitive that it's going to be the same ride anyway. Like, no matter what, it's probably not going to be.
No, it's not going to have the same feel.
Well, and then, of course, there's, even if it is going to be B&M, there's the history of B&M at this point where they have taken their own edge off with the designs they do nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
And Hulk it just made it, but it was the 90s. It was a 90s B&M. Even if the park really did just make it the same, just same plans, it's B&M today, though. It's 2015 B&M, and even at their best, it just doesn't carry some of that greatness. Listen to the Banshee review, and you'll hear us talk more about it in depth. It's not going to have the same impact, I'm afraid, because it's gonna be like Hulk built in B&M of today's style, and it's like, oh, I feel like it's gonna be a letdown no matter what.
It's guaranteed that they'll tinker with it and smooth it out and take some of the edge off.
You won't feel the G's as much,
Yeah.
and if there was any adjustment spots and stuff, they're gonna take all that out. They'll get rid of any snap moments and whip moments, and it's just gonna be more gentle and graceful. But it's like, it's so disappointing. I just want it the way it was. It's fine. There's no problem with it, and it wasn't even that old.
Right.
There's no excuse for this.
There was no problem with it. Universal's just going crazy.
And then there's a possibility it might not even be B&M, or at least that came up in the rumor mill, that's like impossible to even fathom, really.
Yeah.
Like they're just gonna try to, either sort of follow the same layout or just a whole new thing altogether. What are they gonna call more sewn? And just have like a second Rip Ride Rocket style thing and call it the Incredible Hulk. I mean, is that really possible? I hope not. That's just scary.
But maybe it's Universal trying to I don't know, sort of update themselves. Well, we said it already. That nothing is untouchable to them. So maybe they looked at Hulk and they were like, this is not who we want to be right now. That was, when we were doing, we did that. We did Dueling Dragons. We put in a SNS drop tower. Like we're not doing that shit these days. So we want to erase that.
Maybe they're looking at the park and they're saying, the roller coasters, that's like what Six Flags does. That's what Cedar Fair does. That's,
that's what Busch does.
We're all about immersive adventure rides.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Rocket's not that old.
Yeah.
They did just do that pretty recently. So you could also argue that. I'm confused. I'm baffled.
Yeah.
And again, up to this point, no one said that they're not going to put it back, at least as a coaster. So maybe the idea of them wanting to go away from coasters, I don't know, maybe that's not so valid after all. They have had some problems. I mean, that's up to the point of metal detectors for these things because they've had issues.
Oh, do you think that was a big reason?
But again, if they're putting the coaster back, no, that stuff only really makes sense if it's just done and it's going to be replaced with a dark ride.
Yeah.
But as long as the rumors are persisting that it's still coming back as a coaster in any one form or another, then I don't think it has anything to do with that they want to get away from coasters or they want to get away from thrill rides or that they want to, rectify what was a major problem to them as far as objects flying from it or anything like that. But I don't think so as long as it's coming back as a coaster. Unless they're gonna flip it around and it won't go over the midway anymore. And that's what they're gonna change.
Oh, hang on.
So actually, you're just gonna redo it with the barrel roll and then going to the Cobra roll and everything, going away from the midway, and just change that. And that's the big thing here.
Oh my god,
that's gonna be hard to do. And as the picture that we're seeing, the one thing that they've left is the launch tube. So right now that hasn't been touched. That doesn't mean I guess that couldn't still be eventually going to come down too, but
then why would you have metal detectors on Dragon Challenge? That doesn't go over the midway.
Well, they don't duel them though. The trains can duel, but they don't anymore.
Right.
That was the issue, but yeah.
Why do they have metal detectors on that one then?
I don't know. I know. I think we brought that up. One of us did. I mean, I don't know. This is all baffling to me. How this not that old roller coaster is coming out, or it's gone. And the retracking now is already kind of out the window because the supports are down. Because if you just change the track, then you'd leave the supports, and then they just put the new track on the supports. Well, the supports are gone, so there goes that theory. So we're really at all new roller coaster. Even if B&M's doing it, it's an all new ride. Another thing that comes into play here is the Hulk theme. The property. The fact that it's Marvel.
Bring that into this?
And the whole Disney thing. But that doesn't make any sense. I mean, Spider-Man is the problem. We all know that.
Yeah.
When it comes to that. to Disney now owning Marvel. Hulk, it's easy to retheme a roller coaster.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's not much going on there.
Nah, you give it a different coat of paint, different sign.
Even that, you don't have to, though. It's not like...
You're right.
It's like the color green isn't copyrighted, you know? It's like, all you have to do... I mean, I understand they probably would give it a coat of paint because just to give it a new identity. That's a common thing. You do that. But you don't even have to go that far if they don't want to. All you gotta do is change the sign and change the name in the map and guide on the website. And make some... And then you could, tweak the station and the queue. And it could be something else. Again, I think Universal would do more than that. They'd probably give it a whole new theme.
Oh, they totally retheme it.
It's not Six Flags. They're not going to just do that. They're going to actually put the money into it and totally redo the station and the queue and the sign, and they would repaint it. But again, that's what they would do. They wouldn't tear the whole fucking thing down.
No.
Because you don't have to. And again, if they really were losing that Marvel thing sooner than anybody thinks they are, or they just want to get away from it internally sooner than they'd have to, again, you'd probably target Spider-Man first. You wouldn't target this. Yeah. Because this is so much easier to change over. So I don't buy that that has anything to do with this either.
No, I don't either.
I just don't see it. I don't see why you have to tear the whole thing down.
Right.
You don't have to. So, what do you think? You think it's gonna just be a roller coaster? Be B&M? What do you think? Wing coaster? Is that what's happening here?
Wing coaster.
Are they going to turn a beloved sit-down, one of the best roller coasters ever built, really, and then just going to go with wing coaster?
They better not.
Can you imagine that?
I just don't know. I no idea.
That's the weird thing. Yeah, we have no idea. All I know is that ride that we knew as the Hulk is gone.
Yeah, it's finished.
It's done. And that was a shocker. You brought that up. That it's already been a number of years since we've been there. But if anyone had told us, like the last time we boarded, as we were boarding, if anyone had told us, you know what, guys, this is the last time you're ever going to ride this thing.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about.
We would just never believe that in a million years.
Yeah.
Like, no way. Because it's like, you're thinking, well, this park isn't going anywhere. It's Universal. This park isn't going anywhere. This is a B&M. B&M ain't going anywhere anytime soon. And this is a highly acclaimed ride. And this you never would think in a million years.
Well, you kind of have to have that mindset when you go to Universal. I mean, except for the rides that are totally brand spanking new.
I'm gonna go and ride Fast and Furious, and I'm gonna be thinking in the back of my mind somewhere, I don't know, man. This could be first and last time I ever ride this. I never know.
But Universal is that crazy where they'll tear things out at the drop of a hat.
Oh, wow. They're just insane now.
You kind of have to have the mindset whenever you go there. This could be the last time I ride all of this.
Whatever, X, ride X, whatever it is. Insert ride name here.
Yeah.
It's anything. Yeah, because the Hulk was one of their star attractions.
Oh, yeah.
It was literally a famous roller coaster. It featured in movies. It was on film. It's like, so Dueling Dragons is going to go beyond Hulk.
Dueling Dragons? I mean...
Because between the two, I'd rather tear out Dueling Dragons.
Yes. Which is weird. B&M Invert. We love those.
But in that case, and that's a case where the sit-down outdoes the invert of the park.
A lot of coasters are going to live on longer than Hulk.
Well, that's the thing, too. Yeah, then we were at King's Dominion recently, as you guys all know. And we were saying that amongst ourselves, like, Hurler.
Yeah, Hurler.
A total... Really just a waste of space. It's a waste of a ride. It really is.
Yeah,
there's no value there whatsoever. We re-upped on it yet again this year, and it's just, oh, God. It's like worse than ever.
Yeah.
But it was never very good.
No.
I rode it when it was only a couple years old, and it still sucked. It's like, yeah, but Hurler, both of them, both Hurlers, outlive Hulk.
Yeah.
It's just mind-boggling. Every Vekoma SLC ever put in this country outlives the Incredible Hulk coaster. Suck on that for a little while. Not one of those has been torn out. Jeez. Every one that's been put in persists. 2 existed in parks that have closed, and they have been moved and are now operating somewhere else.
That's amazing.
Not one SLC in this country has ever just been scrapped. I mean, and those are pretty universally despised.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
It's amazing.
That's a hell of a thing.
The Incredible Hulk coaster is now gone.
Yep. You'll never get it again.
I mean, again, look at the picture. Look at the pictures. Keep it up there for you this whole time. One other thing I just would like to mention. I know I brought it up in a conversation we had privately. You know, we're talking about, you know, B&M still doing it and building it off the original plans. And I guess that is the best possible scenario here, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But actually, Hulk was never a perfect ride. And it would be a chance for them to fix that second half.
Yeah, okay.
Because actually the end of that ride was never very good.
Yeah, it was the first half was like one of the best things ever, and then
yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. I think as far as disparity between a first half and a second half, that might have been the biggest one out there that I can think of anyway.
Oh, wow.
Where I don't know, does any one ride ever just drop off that much from first half to second half? Because second half of that
I don't think so.
is like kind of like not even as good as Medusa.
Oh no.
Like, I think it might not be. It's like a big drop off. The end of that ride is like kind of boring.
Well, I mean, you know, they threw a second loop in there, which was not a good idea.
Yeah.
And yeah, you moseying around like in the back in like a overgrown field with a lot of weeds in it, and
you're
really ugly back there.
You're just backstage at that point, yeah. And you notice it, like it doesn't get past you that you're backstage.
No, yeah.
At that point, and then even like, and that's it. And then the break run is just like you're just totally backstage. You're behind the port of entry.
That's right.
You just see nothing but backstage port of entry.
No, that's Universal style.
It is, but it doesn't have to be.
Right. Well,
so I just feel like that would be the one thing that if they really wanted to do something, I mean, they could finally rectify that.
They could. Yeah.
If you're going to leave it outside, I think you just have to redesign that whole back section and make it better. Otherwise, you know, that's where I think you want to plus the experience. You know, put that in a warehouse.
Okay. Yeah.
Put the back end in a warehouse. The front was great, and then after you loop around the launch track, the launch tube one time, and then you're gonna go to that back section and then just into a building, into a tunnel that would lead into like just a building over there, and then maybe you could even just keep the layout the same, but it would seem so much better because it'd be in the dark with some effects or something, or change the layout and put it in a building, do both, whatever. But I just feel like that's an opportunity, and then you don't have to ever come out of the building, you'll tunnel into the break run. And then that will eliminate seeing backstage.
Yeah.
And then you'll just go right into the station from the tunnel. So there's something. If someone from Universal is listening, Mark Woodbury, he's still the head of creative these days. I believe he is. There you go. Fix it up. You can make it even better. Not that I would ever have advocated for doing anything like this, but since it's happening and it's too late and the ride's already torn down, at least, all right, try to fix the little mistakes that it did have. It didn't have many, but try to fix what it did have.
All right.
And then and the other thing, my prediction, if it does come back again, B&M, but I do think it will be a magnetic launch.
Yeah.
I don't think I think the tires are going to be gone.
Yeah, it's got to be given here.
And that's a little bit. B&M's only done one, and we did it, and it wasn't great.
No.
So I'm already a little bit torn on that now because it's like, is that just going to be the prototype and they're going to get it right this time? Hopefully, maybe they got the rough one out of their system and now they'll nail it.
Hopefully.
Or is this just going to be the B&M launch style? That weird herky-jerky launch in stages.
I can't see that. I think...
I kind of can't either. I'm thinking, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking Iron Wolf. Because the very first roller coaster they did kind of blows.
Oh, yeah.
But that was the only one. It was like... They got it out of their system, and then, the rough one was the first one, and then they were great after that.
Yeah.
So going by that, I feel like that first launch, that's why it kind of wasn't great, but now they're going to get it right.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
I think. I hope.
I hope so, too.
All this is just speculation. It's to be seen. Well, there's only one way to end this one, right? Play the clip.
I think this time it's going to work.
Warning. Coolant dropping. Warning.
I think this time we're gonna ride Hulk first. Wait, what? It's gone? No, 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 no! There, that's the one. There you go.
Thanks for riding.
Oh, sorry, we didn't do that.
I just did it.
You got it.
Thanks for riding on Night Rides.